More than 600,000 students attend Los Angeles Unified School District schools. And tonight, a Channel 4 News investigation exposes serious dangers with the water they drink at those schools. During the course of our 3-month investigation, Joel Grover has found that thousands of children could be drinking water with an unsafe amount of lead. Channel 4's Joel Grover here now with his exclusive report. Joel?
Well, Paul, the school district has known about this problem for years, but didn't discuss it publicly until we started asking questions. Tonight, the results of what we found at schools across the city and what appears to be a cover-up by some school employees to make it look like the water children drink is safe. It's 7:30 a.m. at Marvin Avenue Elementary School. And the kids head right for the drinking fountains. What they don't know is that some of the water here has dangerous amounts of lead. As you'll see, we found contaminated water at other schools too. And we found employees apparently falsifying records. It looks like you falsified them to make it look like the water is safe.
Why can't we have water for the kids that's safe?
Our investigation began when we heard that parents like Steve Toma were concerned about the water at Woodlake Elementary in Woodland Hills. His daughter says the teachers tell the kids not to drink the water.
And I was shocked. I said, what are you talking about? You can't drink the water.
Steve and other parents pushed the district to test the water at Woodlake. And this fountain was found to have over 7 times what the EPA says is a safe amount of lead. So we decided to test the water at other schools all across the city. We collected samples from 30 elementary schools and had them tested for lead at the same state-certified lab used by the school district. That's double the allowed level of lead?
Yeah.
Then we had the results analyzed by nationally known industrial hygienist Brian Daly.
It is tainted water.
The U.S. EPA says drinking water is unsafe if it has 15 parts per billion of lead or more. At Marvin Elementary, this fountain we tested had 32 parts per billion, more than double the unsafe level. 3 out of 6 fountains at Marvin tested above the safe level of lead. At Gardner Elementary in Hollywood, this fountain we tested in the kindergarten area also had lead-laced water. And at Calvert Elementary in Woodland Hills, inside the nurse's office, we tested the tap used to give kids water to take medications. It had more than 2.5 times the acceptable amount of lead. Levels that could have serious effects on children.
The effects of this water would be lower IQ, attention deficit, learning disabilities.
9 out of 30 schools we tested, 30%, had some fountains with unsafe levels of lead.
The district is grateful to the parents at Woodlake Elementary School and KNBC.
We asked Superintendent David Brewer to speak with us about our findings. But after canceling a scheduled interview, he instead called a news conference to calm fears about our investigation.
The health and safety of our students is a priority.
But this internal report that we obtained shows the district discovered 18 years ago that it had at least 356 unsafe fountains with water that failed to meet the government's lead standard. The fountains were made with lead that was leaching into the water. Instead of replacing most of the aging fountains, the district started a flushing policy, requiring school custodians to flush or run every fountain before school every morning for at least 30 seconds. And they're required to complete a log each day to prove their flushing.
Compliance with flushing policy reduces the levels of lead in the water to below the federal standards for safety.
During the past 2 months, we watched the fountains at 5 different schools, starting before sunrise. We saw the custodians show up for work, and we saw every one of them walk right by the fountains without ever flushing them. 2 of them washed the basins of the fountains, but didn't flush. Then we saw kids drinking from those fountains all day long. Like at Reseda Elementary, where we found a dangerous amount of lead in this fountain. On 3 separate days, we saw the custodian pass these fountains but never flush them. Then we obtained his official flushing logs and noticed he signed off that he flushed all of those fountains on the 3 days we watched him, March 13th, 26th, and 27th. It appears you're falsifying these documents.
No.
He also logged that he flushed the fountains on Martin Luther King Day and on President's Day, when school was closed. Were you here at school on Martin Luther King Day and President's Day?
I don't think so.
Then why did you fill out these records?
I don't know.
And get this, we obtained his flushing logs on April 1st, but they were already filled out through April 2nd. We got these on April 1st. They were already filled out through April 2nd. How do you explain that?
I don't know.
It was the same story at other schools, like Marvin Elementary, with those 3 dangerous fountains. The days we watched, this custodian didn't flush these fountains, but records show he signed his name that he did, leaving the kids to drink water potentially tainted with lead. What did the superintendent think of our finding that the flushing policy is often ignored?
The possible failure of our employees to follow these policies did not put any student's health in jeopardy.
But drinking the water from unsafe fountains that aren't flushed could harm children, according to our expert.
These children, or a portion of these children, will have learning disabilities because of lead exposure.
That's why parents like Steve Toma at Woodlake Elementary are demanding the district ensure the water is safe at all schools.
No amount of lead is acceptable. So we have to fix this problem, and we have to fix it right now.
So what does the school district have to say about what we found?
We will have our interview. I look forward to that. Trust me, you're going to look forward to it.
The superintendent has now agreed to talk to us, possibly tomorrow afternoon. We'll let you know what he says. And finally, we're putting the complete list of schools where we found high amounts of lead in the water on our website, knbc.com. Paul and Colleen?